That's all you can do about that one. A complete laugher at Chase Center before the Warriors hit the road for 4 games. They lose by 30. And, folks, it wasn't even that close as they stink it up tonight at home against the Mavericks. And, look, the 6th seed looks a little far-fetched. Luka came out and dominated it. Mavericks bounced back from the loss last night as we welcome everybody to Warriors Postgame Live presented by Toyota. Your therapist, Darrell Wright, and former NBA champ. You're the therapist here, Jennifer Azzi. And I'll try to be the psychiatrist tonight. Bonte Hill as the Warriors get rolled. And right off the top, man, we got to just talk about the beatdown in the first quarter. They go 8 minutes, the last 8 minutes and 40 seconds of the first quarter without even scoring.
Bonte got ugly early. And I thought the Dallas Mavericks set the tone early. They came out with the sense of urgency. They were the more aggressive team from the get-go. And they took Steph Curry out the game. And I thought that was a big part of their game plan. And they just looked like the team that, you know, had rest and had fresh legs, and they just got it done in the first quarter.
They did, Darrell. And, you know, what I was most impressed with their defense, even though they were throwing 2 and 3 at Steph, they still were cutting off drivers. They had great help side. They recovered well to open players. So not only were they guarding Steph well, I think they were guarding the entire team well in spite of having 2 on Steph.
29 points in the first half by the Golden State Warriors, the lowest scoring half of the season. And we're going to start it off right now with the wrong way. That's right. The wrong way was the entire first half, Darrell. Everything was wrong about it. 8 for 39 from the field. They had more turnovers than field goals made.
Man, it looked like those guys were in mud from the get-go. No shots could fall. Guys were looking for their shot. I think the ball movement wasn't there as well. It was just ugly, man. I don't know what to say, Bonte.
I don't know either. I think, you know, when you start to get down like that, then it becomes a little bit more one-on-one too, and you're less likely to go with what has gotten you where you are, and that's ball movement and player movement, working together, basket cuts. And, you know, they shot, what, 20% in the first half? So you got to put the ball in the basket.
Absolutely. And you see they're tied for the 5th lowest scoring half in the shot clock era. Darrell, back in 2004, they had 24 points in the second half against Minnesota. That was in 2004 and 2006. In the same month of April, both these occurrences happened in April. Tonight, obviously, April 27th, they had 29 points against the Memphis Grizzlies. And you hear the spooky music here because the first half was scary. It was a nightmare. Nobody wants to watch this. 5 assists, 12 turnovers, and 3 threes.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just unreal because we know Steph Curry can go off for 29 points in a half in a quarter. So to see this team only score 29 points in the first half.
Well, I think
that was the wrong way.
That was the wrong way. But I also think now the weaknesses are catching up in the sense that with the players that are out, the injuries, the COVID protocols, you know, they needed those guys tonight.
Yes, they did.
All right, let's break down how the Dallas Mavericks did defend Steph Curry because he did hit 5 threes tonight as we checked this video out, but it looked like they did a good job of swarming Steph Curry.
Yeah, I thought they went back to that janky defense, and we've seen that right here. Trey Burke funneling Steph Curry to his left hand, showed him bodies, was able to turn him over. And Draymond, great hustle play, but yeah, they did a great job with sending him to his left hand.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. They set the tone with that from the get-go.
Yes.
And even when they were doubling, they had that third player ready to help if they needed to help. And they're all aware of Steph. Wherever he cuts, they're bumping him. They're not giving him anything.
Yeah, and that was a great bump right there because we know Steph Curry is most dangerous when he's running off screens and coming off down screens. So that was a great job with stopping his path. And right here, again, sending him to his left hand, showing them bodies, and just being scrappy. Trey Burke did a great job. He struggled tonight on the offensive end, but I thought he did a great job on defense.
He did, and these are big, strong guys coming after him, too. These are not small players, and so it's hard to see over them for Steph to even get out of it and make a pass.
Sure. And right here, another trap, and this is at half court. And that it's just impressive to see guys get double at half court, and there's only a small group of these guys. And right here, another one. They just send them to half court, far away from the basket, because we know anywhere in the building, Steph can get hot.
And it traveled there by Mychal Mulder.
Yeah, then there's mistakes on, you know, on the other backside of that.
And the Warriors turned the ball over a lot in that first half, took ill-advised shots. And tonight it felt like they didn't know how to handle the double. So a lot of people were complaining out there in the Twitter streets and everything. The lack of practice time for the Golden State Warriors. Maybe do they need a shoot around? Do they need to practice to maybe sharpen up the tools? Because we know they're down guys. You have Steph Curry who's banged up with the ankle injuries and the tailbone. So is practice, the lack of practice or shoot around, what's going on here?
I think it's the guys that are out. I think it's hard to practice and get better at to correct this stuff right now, I think they have to put this game behind them and hope the other guys get healthy.
And with so many protocols and, this crazy pandemic season, it's kind of hard to practice. You don't want to wear guys down. Guys are getting wore down. We're doing all the testing and, just all the new things that they have to go through. And also, it's the end of the season. You don't really practice around this time. So it was just one of those games. They didn't bring the energy. They didn't bring the effort. And they didn't have a sense of urgency. And that's why we've seen the Dallas Mavericks jump on them early in that first quarter.
11th time this season, the Warriors have lost by at least 20 points. And they gave up a 28-0 run. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's discuss Steph Curry's special April tonight. He still finished with 27 points and 5 threes made. He has 90 threes made this month. He'll have a chance Thursday night against Minnesota, a team that doesn't play much defense, to maybe get 1-0-0, Jennifer. It's a tall ask and tall order, but he can get it done.
I think he can get it done, and his teammates are going to want him to get it done because it's a milestone that has just never been done. I don't know that it will ever be done again, Darrell.
Never, ever, unless it's Steph Curry again.
Right, exactly.
Or Klay Thompson, so we can't put that past Klay once he gets back, but what a great accomplishment to do that, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine trying to score or make 100 threes in a month. So pretty impressive. I think he could get 10 threes this next game, Bonte.
Yeah,
especially like you said, bad defensive team.
Well, then he did, tonight he played very limited, didn't play the fourth quarter, and still had 27 points. And, you think that Dallas stopped him, but he still had 27 points. So
it's sad, though. He scores 27 and they get blown out. What was your record 1 year, Darrell? 3-pointers. You led the NBA with a single season. Was it
194?
194. Dang, Curry almost he almost got it.
He smacked that all over. He didn't even give me a full year, Bonte.
He didn't give me a full year, man. He can't even enjoy that, man. He erased that from the record books, man. But we still acknowledge that, Darrell, here on the set here. And let's talk about Luka Doncic. I mean, we broke him down in the pregame show. We talked about his size, his physicality, his jumper. Well, all he did tonight was score 39 points, dropped 8 assists, grabbed 6 rebounds, and was efficient along 4 threes. Luka did whatever he wanted tonight.
Special. This guy gets to his spots and does what he wants. He's similar to Steph Curry. Get to his spot, raise up over you, create enough space to get his 3-ball off. And he was just attacking. He was doing a little bit of everything tonight.
Yeah, with his size and strength and his smarts and the pace is actually to the other players' disadvantage. Even though it's slower, his timing is different than a lot of other players, and he's got that size and uses his body, and he can finish like crazy. I mean, it looks a lot like the scouting report we saw at the beginning of the game.
Right.
That is his game.
Two-way Wiggs had no answer for Luka tonight. You see some of those and ones there, getting into his body, fading away, hooking. Luka is a special, special player, and you see why he's one of the best here. Let's look at the wall here at the remaining 10 games, or the next 10 games here. And look, these are very winnable games starting Thursday in Minnesota. You have the 4-game road trip. Houston is basically melted in. You have the Pelicans who are up and down. You got to bring it, though, because Zion and Brandon Ingram are special talents. Then you have OKC for a back-to-back. Utah, Phoenix, New Orleans, and Memphis to end this season here. So the schedule looks good for the Golden State Warriors over the next 10, but with the way they've played this season and the clunker tonight, what can you really expect over the next 10 here, Jennifer?
I think it's hard to have consistency because of the ins and outs of the players. It makes it really tough. Right when they start to get into a rhythm, it feels like something happens, Darrell. So I don't even like to use winnable anymore because every time I do, it gets jinxed. But this schedule looks good towards the end.
Definitely, it's definitely in their favor. Those New Orleans games are going to be kind of tricky. Stan Van Gundy is always going to have his guys prepared, so you just don't know what team you're going to get. But I think the Warriors have been doing a great job with winning games they should win. So these are some winnable games, and hopefully they bring their A game and understand how important these games are to close out.
Minnesota beat the Rockets tonight. They've been winning games recently. Anthony Edwards is a special talent, the #1 overall draft pick. Karl Anthony Towns, D'Lo coming off the bench. So can the Warriors start looking ahead and start schedule and score? Is this team good enough to not look past the Minnesota Timberwolves? I feel like they have to bring it Thursday night against a T-Wolves team that may be hungry for a win.
Oh, no. I think they have to look at it one game at a time. I think if you get too far ahead, then that's when, you lose the games you're supposed to win. So, no, I think they have to focus definitely one game at a time.
One game at a time, stay locked in. These still are NBA players, can't take them for granted.
No doubt. Mychal Mulder did gain some confidence there in the second half to make his box score look good, his line score look good, finishing with over 29 points. Career high 26 points, excuse me, not 29, 26 points for Mychal Mulder with 6 threes. But we'll hear from Steve Kerr on why the Warriors started out so slow and didn't score in the last 8:40 of the first quarter. Ain't that the truth? 12 points in the first quarter, 29 in the first half. But one bright spot here tonight was Mychal Mulder. Mychal Mulder had a solid game, a career-high 26 points, 6 3-pointers, and found his rhythm late in the second half. And I know Darrell talks about this all the time. When you got minutes there in this garbage time, well, a guy like Mulder can't waste those minutes. He's got to try to find his game and then find his rhythm. And I think he did that maybe in the second half. Hopefully he can take this into the Minnesota game.
Mychal Mulder is an NBA player. Mychal Mulder can really play. He surprises me every single night he goes out there. I knew he was a great shooter, but now him displaying his athleticism, we know he can knock down shots, and also his on the defensive side. You know, he never makes mistakes. He's always in the right position and helps. So, great game for him. Super happy that he bounced back as well.
No, great game for him, but he only had 2 points in the first half. So then to have 24 in the second half also shows that he wasn't getting down with the game. That he remained playing hard and playing professionally and playing his game and making something happen, because the game would have been a lot worse without him.
No doubt. Minutes are there with Damian Lee and Kim Bazemore out for an extended period of time due to the NBA's health and safety protocols here. Let's hear from head coach Steve Kerr, who is not a happy man. We'll do that after the full scoreboard here. You see Draymond Green, he would talk about him. Draymond Green, one of the worst games of the season. You see the 3 fouls. He had 6 turnovers. 6 turnovers, but he did have 11 rebounds, but only 3 assists and 3 steals. And again, the lowest scoring half of the season for the Golden State Warriors. And more importantly, the Mavericks get the tiebreaker over the Golden State Warriors, winning 2 of 3 of their matchups here. Now let's hear from Steve Kerr, who's standing by at the podium.
Hey, Steve, in the first quarter and then into the second quarter, your guys had a scoring drought of about 9 minutes. What is that feeling when you're getting shots, but nothing is going in?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not that concerned about a 9-minute scoring drought. I'm concerned about defense. I'm concerned about a level of intensity and preparation and competitiveness. That's what was missing. And I'm the head coach, so I did not have them ready to play. Clearly, biggest game of the year, and it was over before it started. So really, really disappointing. But we've got a young team. I think of the guys who are out there tonight, I think we only have 3 guys who've been in the playoffs. Tonight was kind of like a playoff game for Dallas. They lost last night. They know we were right on their heels. They came out like it was a playoff game, and we came out like it was an exhibition game, and very disappointing.
I mean, you guys are obviously still 31-31 right in the thick of the play-in bracket, but you've had a lot of blowout losses this season. Why do you think it is that it seems like when you guys have a bad performance, it's like a really bad performance?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought we were done with those, Anthony. I thought those were more a case of just, being early in the year, not ready, for the competition that we were facing, playing some different combinations, that kind of stuff. I thought we were beyond that, but obviously, we took another one on the chin tonight. So, like I said, just really disappointing. I'm disappointed in myself for not having them better prepared. I'm disappointed in the way we just didn't meet the challenge as a group. It's a shame, but we've got 10 games left and we've got a lot to play for, and we will be better prepared next game. I know that.
All right, the Mavericks went on a 28-0 run. That tied for the second longest by a team in over 20 years. Wow. 25-0 in the first quarter. They scored the first 3 of the second quarter. Of course, the Warriors went 9 minutes and 40 seconds without a basket. Not a free throw, not a field goal, nothing. Just 0. They were stuck on 12 for a long time. And you heard from Steve Kerr there saying that he didn't have the team prepared. So how can you have the team better prepared? How much does a coach? You're the former coach here,
Yeah,
Jennifer, and the Hall of Famer. I'm sure you've had your fair share of games where it didn't go right. You guys got beat by 30 plus.
Yeah.
What did you tell the team? Did you take full responsibility for it, or is it on the players as well?
I think it's a combination, but I think as a coach, you have to put it on yourself. I think there's certain things that need to come from you, and there's other things that are on the players. And I think one of the great things about Steve as a coach is he never blames the players. He might say they weren't ready or, you know, they weren't intense enough, because being competitive, that's not from Steve. That's from the players, right? But he wants to keep them together and keep moving forward, and he will accept the things that he feels like were his responsibility. And, you know, maybe they weren't prepared for the way that Dallas defended them.
Yes.
I don't know if they've seen that type of intensity, and not just the double team, but the off-ball defense was tremendous, Jarrell.
No, for sure. I definitely agree with what you said, Jennifer, about it being a total team effort, and Coach Kerr not throwing guys under the bus, being all in with these guys, and that's how you gain trust from your players, knowing your coach has your back, even though this is a bad loss. Don't get me wrong about that. Getting blown out like that is never cool. So they definitely need to go back to the drawing board and figure out ways to be successful when teams are guarding and stuff like that, because, you know, it's a copycat lead. Everybody's going to try to do it until he breaks out of it. So guys just got to be a little more focused and ready to play.
As a former player, what do you think those guys are in that locker room saying? When they hear Steve Kerr taking responsibility, what is Curry? What is Draymond? What is Kelly Oubre Jr., Wiggins? What are these players saying in the locker room right now about getting beat like that? Or heck, what are they doing at halftime when they see the scoreboard and it's Dallas 62, Warriors 29?
Well, it all depends on where you are in the season. And right now, it's crunch time. It's winning time. You know, you're trying to build some type of momentum to go into this playing game or get to that 6th spot. So you got to be locked in. So as a leader, you got to go in there and tell your guys, hey, man, we got to be more locked in. This can't happen. And it happens throughout the course of a year, but not right now. Not when it's 10 games left, and this is an important game to play against the Dallas Mavericks to split. So I think those leaders will definitely be on those guys, and I think we'll see a different approach when they get to Minnesota.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The Warriors, 10 games left in the season at 31-31. Got blown out tonight by the Dallas Mavericks. Come to us. We'll tuck you off the ledge tonight on Warriors Postgame Live. But what keeps Curry motivated? We'll discuss with his trainer, Brandon Payne, on the other side here on Warriors Postgame Live, presented by Toyota.
Warriors Postgame Live.
Jacket on, roll tide, baby.
And I got the name Mac, so that's my son. So what about you?
Cowboy fan. Don't ask him, Jennifer. Don't ask him.
Trying to see when we're on the clock, Jennifer.
Yeah. Don't ask him.
Cowboy Nation, baby.
Don't ask him, man. He loves Dak Prescott. But no, seriously, go get Trey Lance and Justin Fields, Kyle Shanahan, please. I want to retire this jacket after tonight. GP2, his second 10-day contract ran out tonight. 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. But Steve Kerr did say before the game that he hopes to have GP2 for the remainder of the season. Quick hands, goes to the basket. Look at the hops right there. Okay, buddies right there. Smiley keeps with the pass. Oh!
That was nasty.
I don't think GP Sr. had any of that in this game. That's right.
Never.
Gary Payton, we're talking to you. You didn't have any of that in your game. Wow, get up there. GP did Steph Curry's impressed.
I guess. Are we going to see him in the dunker spot now? Because we're missing a center. Put him down there.
That's hilarious, yes.
You got to get some run here, man. Not bad.
Got to get some run.
Yeah.
All right.
Got to get some run.
I'd love to see him in more.
Yeah, he did a great job out there. These last few games he was throwing out there, respected.
All right, let's go to the right corner here because GP Sr. talked about GP2 with Darrell right here at ABC Sports Bay Area. Check this out.
Yo, what's up? It's Darrell Wright, and this is The Right Corner. And today I have a very, very special guest. My guy, one of my former teammates, Gary Payton, the glove, the best defender in the world. What's good, big dog? How you doing, man?
How you doing, man, fella? How you been, man?
Oh, man, you know me, just chilling, man, just trying to find my way.
Doing find it, man. You got it. You got it.
I know it has to be a proud, proud moment to see Little G in the NBA, you know, accomplishing one of his dreams, something that you did for a long time. Now it's coming full circle with him in the league. What is that feeling like?
Well, Darrell, you know what? My son went through a lot, man. I mean, you know, especially going to junior college, becoming a junior college All-American, then coming right behind me and go to Oregon State and do really well there for 2 years. He was very disappointed when he didn't get drafted, but then everything started to twinkle for him. He got a lot of opportunities. he plays so old school right now. A lot of teams don't really value his work. You know what I'm saying? He likes to play D. He likes to get everybody involved. He wanted to be that 10-10-10 guy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just happy that he stayed working out. He stayed getting it. Now that Golden State is giving him an opportunity, I think Steve Kerr knows what he can get from him. You know, just put him in the game, man. Get him a good 12, 13 minutes from him. Hound the best player on the team, man, the guard. And then he can bring his other fellas in the game and close the game out. And I think Gary's in a great situation right now. And I hope Kerr knows this and just give him an opportunity to play. And I'm very proud of him to keep it going and keep his dream going.
Curry, three from the Liberty Bell, drops it in.
Hey, Steph Curry recently just went on a crazy run, 11 straight games of 30 points. Where do you rank Steph Curry all-time point guards?
Well, Jarrell, that's a big question to me. You know, I don't like ranking people. You know, I just had a conversation and a dispute. A lot of people disputing me saying LeBron was an all-around basketball player than Michael Jordan. People don't get basketball. Right. If we say what's an all-around basketball player, did Michael Jordan have more assists than LeBron? No, he didn't. Did he get more rebounds than LeBron? I don't think so. So you know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna say as a killer, yes, Michael Jordan is a better killer than LeBron. He's a killer. You know what I'm saying? But as all around, I think LeBron is a better basketball player because everybody criticized him talking about, why he passed the ball to his teammate. Because that's the way he is. He makes people better. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan's job wasn't to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy. So with Curry, I really don't think Curry's a point guard. You got to understand that to me. He's not a point guard. He's a shooting guard. He's a scorer. You know what I'm saying? Is he going to be an all-time assist, top 10 or top 5 or whatever? No, I don't think so. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? But as you look at it, do Curry handles the ball all the time for the Golden State Warriors? No, he doesn't. He doesn't handle the ball all the time. He's coming off screens. Draymond Green handles the ball for you guys most of the time to get him involved and get him shots off. So to me, he's not a point guard. He's a two guard. It's just like with Westbrook. He's a two guard. Now, you got to understand, these guys, to me, they're two guards. Not everybody. If you want to talk about a point guard, that's Chris Paul. That's, Rondo. They are point guards. You know what I'm saying? So everybody thinks that, we be old school dudes be doing that. I just don't see him as a point guard. I see him as a two guard. Now, if you want to consider him as a two guard, yeah, I think he's going to be one of the greatest all-time scoring guards in the history of the game because he can score that thing. You know what I'm saying? As a shooter, the same way.
Gary Payton definitely had Warrior fans up in arms over that last statement there. Darrell, you sat down with him. He's hilarious, first of all. Like I said the other night, he's like the cool uncle, right?
Yes.
Nephews and nieces are flocking to him. He's giving them all dollar bills or something. Go ahead, get you a juice box or something. But GP saying that Steph Curry's not a true point guard. Is it even that serious anymore? Do we even care?
It's not that serious. As long as he goes out there and put on a show like he does every single night, I'll just call him a combo guard. Yeah. He's a combo guard. He can do either or. But I don't think it's that serious. And, a lot of people get into it, the argument. Everybody has their own opinion. And we all know that GP is going to keep it real, raw, and uncut.
And he's been that way forever, right?
Forever.
Yeah. So
you know GP,
Oh, yeah,
right?
I've known him since college. Yeah.
What was he like?
Just the same. I mean, funny guy, willing to talk to anybody, and I think now that he's gotten older, lots of stories from, all the years that he's played, all the guys that he's played with, and just a fun person, a really good guy.
It would have been fun to watch GP try to run around and chase Steph Curry.
Ooh.
That would have been must-see TV.
Yeah.
And Steph Curry doesn't mind the trash talk, right? If anything, it motivates him.
Yeah,
And
speaking
of motivation, Brandon Payne, his trainer, we asked him what motivates Steph Curry, even at the age of 33 after winning 2 MVPs and 3 championships. Well, if you missed it in the pregame show, we have it for you right now. Here's Brandon Payton, founder and CEO of Accelerate Basketball, on what motivates Steph Curry to play the game of basketball.
I have a great question for you. How do you keep a 2-time MVP, a 3-time champion engaged each summer to get better? Like, what is your approach to the workouts in the summertime, and how creative do you have to get Steph to get better each and every summer?
Well, you have to get pretty creative because he's such a special talent, and I have to try to stay 1, 2, 3 steps ahead of him in order to challenge him. But when you have somebody that's as motivated as he is, and as driven as he is, and as competitive as he is, we've never had one workout where I've had to, ask more from an effort standpoint. That's never been an issue. We've never had effort issues. We've never had conditioning issues. So when we work out, we're working out strictly to get better. We're not spending time in our workouts trying to get in shape. We're not having to do a whole lot of clapping and let's goes during the workouts. It's all about getting better, and it's all about challenging him in a competitive format to become a better shooter. It's not very easy telling the greatest shooter that's ever lived that it's not good enough, and we got to find ways to get better. So it's very helpful that he is driven as he is and as motivated as he is to continue to get better and continue to win, and to help his current teammates, experience the same success that he has experienced in the past. And I think that really drives him right now.
All right, let's check out the updated scoring leaders as Steph Curry goes down just a tick there, 31.2 points per game, second in the league. Bradley Beal up there at the top spot at 31.4. Dame Dollar back over the 28-point mark. And Luka, man, damn. Luka was good tonight, 39 points. And yeah, it wasn't the greatest night for the Golden State Warriors. They did look a little gassed tonight, but as Steve Kerr said, you got to come out with intensity, Jennifer. And that's, like you said, it's on coaching, but it's also on the players that come out with a sense of urgency here. They just didn't have it tonight.
Well, definitely. And as I said before, I think it was that, but it was also Dallas's intensity and their preparedness and the way that they defended from the beginning, set the tone with the trap, got a steal. The guys that were in the back, they were all there. Even when anyone penetrated the lane, help side and recover was fantastic. There were no holes in that defense.
Effort and energy. Coaches never want to coach that.
No.
You know what I mean? We heard what Steph's trainer Brandon Payton just said. There wasn't too many less goals, and you don't want to have that, especially as professional athletes. You got to know the sense of urgency that you just spoke on, and you got to know how serious and what this game means. So better approach to the next game, hopefully.
Throw real quick here. Do NBA players, are they receptive to the whole, hey guys, let's go, with coaches clapping or anything like that? How does NBA players get motivated? Because I'm trying to figure it out because Twitter's telling me a different story.
That's a tricky one. It depends on who's saying let's go.
So if it's Pat Riley, you're like, all right, I'm going, right?
Now, Pat gonna be fixing that necktie and doing that. You better let's go.
We got the Mancini's highlight zone coming up, and it's not just a Warrior highlight zone because, quite frankly, there weren't too many highlights for the Golden State Warriors tonight. So we're going to take it around the NBA with the Mancini's highlight zone coming up on Warriors Postgame Live.
Warriors Postgame Live is brought to you by Comcast Business, keeping you and your business connected. When